Hey guys, this is Lazarus. Today I'm gonna talk about Takahashi. Is that his name? Let's see. Taki, Takasugi, Misugi and Ishizaki. So let's just start with Taki. Taki comes with a team skill that gives everybody 20% if you use 5 or more skill type Japanese players, and Side Master is a passive, so when he is near the sidelines he gets 20% buff in stats. Special skills are Wild Cross with 425 momentum, Touchline Dribble with 380, Bullet Shoot with 265, which is A ranked, and another A ranked Swift Interception with 295. Hidden skills are Bond with 3 or more skill type club players that gives everybody 3%, so that's awesome and it's so easy to do. Pedal to the Metal, so all stats will rise 10% during full power football. He inspires forwards, so forwards get 2% to stats when he wins a matchup, when they select a next command, and stat handicap resistance, so he will shield your team with 3% shield, which is great. When we look at his raw stats, he's let's say a good dribbler at 50k, good passer at 50k, shoot whatever. 1-2 is, you know, if you manage to do that, great. Probably not though. Let me just change the color of this because he has that skill. Next, okay, we have defensive skills which are not very impressive. Here we have a Pedal to the Metal active, so when he is out of the sidelines and in full power football, he is a good dribbler with 55k and a good passer with 55k. Of course, look at this momentum touchline dribble, which is pathetic, so I guess when he gets a better dribble he will be you know, very good dribbler, especially on the sides in full power football, but right now it's just basically the same as passing, you know, very close. In full power football, defensively out of the sidelines he will not represent any threat. Well, you know, on the sidelines too, but we will get to that. We'll get to that. Side Master, so this is when he is on the sides out of full power football, so obviously very good dribbler at 60k, very good passer at 60k, defensive stats whatever, you know, and in full power football, on the sidelines, I mean, yeah, maybe just maybe on a once in a blue moon you can tackle and intercept somebody, but I will not rely so much on that. Yeah, you know, easy Bond, that's always great, and shield without any you know, activation clauses, activation thingies, so that's great, you know. He's solid, nothing special, you know, he's a solid player, I would say so. Limit break, you see, obvious one, and maybe with the boundary breaks you can do his tackle intercept, and that's it, ignore everything else. Let's talk about Takasugi. Takasugi comes with a team skill that gives everybody 20% if you use 5 or more toughness type club players, and he's a forward killer as a passive, so his stats rise by 20% versus forwards. Special skills are Invincible Body Block with 460 momentum, High Power Tackle with 450, Forcible Interception A ranked 255, and A ranked Strong Pass with 250. Hidden skills are Bond with 3 or more toughness type players that gives everybody 2.5%, another Bond with 3 or more Japanese players that debuffs your opponent by 3%. He's a shoot killer, so against high flying shoots he will get 15% buff on the stats, so obviously only on block and intercept, so if your you know, opponent selects a shoot when you're on the air, if this guy gets a better interception, maybe sometimes you can even bully the forward, and he pressures your opponent, so if you win at a matchup, that player on the next command will be debuffed by 15%, which is obviously great. When we look at his stats, so basically raw, which means against attacking midfielders, defensive midfielders and whatever, anything that is worth mentioning is this. So he's a good tackler at 56.9 and you know, let's say a good blocker at 60.3. Nothing special though, so you know, against those the best of what attacking midfielders, shooters can give. I don't think that he will represent a threat there. In the air, on a high ball, yeah, sure. But against forwards, he is a great tackler at 68.3 and a great blocker at 72.4. Interception sucks, mainly because of the bad special skills. So if Takasugi gets a better interception special skill, of course he will be better here too, because as you can see, numbers are really close to his tackle. So yeah, that's great. This guy has good potential, you know, he's nothing special. His color toughness type gives you some assurance that he will do better against skill type attacking midfielders, what is his weak point. So Tsubasa, Misaki and the likes of those, yeah, he could sometimes even intercept it, but with forcible interception, not so much. Tackle could work. Block, why not? Sometimes, you know, because of the color advantage, sometimes really huge. Yeah, you know, again, I will say this, in a debuff team, if you don't have any shields, yeah, he will seem like, you know, a really good defender, and you know, in that team he is. But with the rise of the shields, I don't think that, you know, he will be easy to overcome with attacking midfielders. So, you know, whatever. Good on one side and not very good on the other. Let's talk about Misugi. Misugi comes with a team skill that gives everybody 20% if you use 5 or more agility type Japanese players, and his passive is attacking midfielder and defensive midfielder killer, so his stats rise by 20% versus those. Special skills are loop, feint, shoot with 475 momentum and 2 A-ranked magnificent footwork with 320 and noble interception with 315. Hidden skills are bond with 3 or more Japanese players that gives everybody 2%. Another bond with 3 or more agility type players that gives everybody additional 1.5%, which is awesome. A Fury potential, so the lower his stamina, the higher the stat boost he has, so that's a maximum of 15%. Tenacity, which goes great with Fury potential, so even if he doesn't have enough stamina, if he has 1 or more, he will execute the last special skill with normal force. And the stat handicap resistance, so he will shield himself by 10%, which is awesome. When we look at his stats, we can see, so against forwards and defenders, he is, you know, a good dribbler, and you know, against defenders not so good, but against forwards, yeah, sure, he will manage to dribble and pass, whatever. Defensively, nah, let's just say defensively he will be a threat only against attacking midfielders and defensive midfielders when he is a bit drained, and you know, maybe sometimes when color advantage hits and you can intercept even some. So yeah, he's really solid there. But first we'll talk about tenacity. So with tenacity against forwards and defenders, he is a good dribbler at 55.4, good shooter at 81.8, so that's basically the shoot against goalkeepers. When he is not drained, he will be 71.1 on ground shoot, 81.8 when he is drained. Volley will be absolutely crazy with 75.8 and 87.2 when he is drained. And heroic overhead kick, you know, pretty solid at 69.6, and when he is drained at 80.1. So yeah, he has a really good chance of scoring on basically anybody. When we look at this, yeah, you know, when he's drained against forwards and defenders, he will manage to dribble or pass if you guess the right action and you are not matched up with Gentile and the likes of those bullies. Defensively, you know, yeah, you could take the ball against defenders, and forwards sometimes, not very often though. Against attacking midfielders and defensive midfielders, he is a great dribbler at 60.2, great shooter, so basically that means that very rarely somebody will on that front will manage to bully him or, you know, whatever. Probably nobody, never. There's a couple of defensive midfielders and defenders that you can put there, so they can maybe sometimes block him, but you really need a good one. And you know, pass great at 60k, 1-2, you know, that's a ranked skill. When he gets a better skill, yeah, of course, and he's a good tackler even at 45.6, and a good interceptor at 51.9. Against defensive midfielders and attacking midfielders, when tenacity, when fury potential activates, so yeah, what do I have to say here? Really good dribbler at 67, a really good passer at 66. Nobody will ever manage to block him here, and here is now even a good tackler at 51.1 and a very good interceptor at 58.2. Of course, against those the best of what defensive midfielders and attacking midfielders have to offer. So I'm talking about Tsubasa, which has a color advantage against him. Yeah, he will, you know, very rarely take the ball from him, but yeah, why not? Sometimes he can even take the ball here, because on this front he really comes close to Rising Sun Matsuyama, you know, on the interception side. So yeah, why not? You know, that's great. All in all, great bonds, very easy to activate, fury potential, tenacity, he shields himself. If you put him as an attacking midfielder, and I would, not a defensive midfielder, he would be most of the time matched up with attacking midfielders and defensive midfielders, so this is what he will look most of the time. And of course, if you play with that intention to match him up only with defensive midfielders and attacking midfielders, he will be a great utility player and a shooter, and you know, he is just very good. Obvious limit break for shooters and enablers. You can, you know, if you have enough shooters and you intend to ignore that stats, you can go with dribble, speed, pass technique 25, and you know, just you know, but I would do this, and with boundary breaks it's obvious. Last, leave, tackle and intercept, so he will manage to, you know, do some damage there. All in all, this is a very good player. I like him. Let's talk about Ishizaki now. Ishizaki comes with a team skill that gives everybody 20% if you use 5 or more agility type club players, and support Urabe, which is a new passive, so Urabe will appear at a fixed rate to support an ally, just so there is no confusion. That will work only on Ishizaki. So when Ishizaki is alone at the matchup and you have Urabe at the field, he will always be a second guy there to support only Ishizaki, not an ally, just Ishizaki. Why didn't they write there support Ishizaki on a solo defensive matchup? I don't know, but whatever. Special skills are determined double slide with 475 momentum, which he does with Urabe, face block with 440, and you know, crazy expensive skill, so replace that with new face block from the new red gacha version, and a ranked made pass with 290 momentum. Hidden skills are bond with 3 or more Japanese players that gives everybody 2%, another bond with 3 or more club players that gives everybody additional 1.5%, insight master, so his stats rise by 20% if you guess the right action, recovery, so after he is shocked that he lost a matchup, he will recover 50% faster, which is awesome, and he will shield your team with 3% shield, which is obviously awesome. When we look at his stats, we can see that he is a not so good passer, not so good dribbler, golden trio, yeah, whatever, drive, shoot, whatever, and right now we can see that he is a good tackler at 62.1, so he can even bully people even if his insight master is not activated. Block is whatever at 58.5, and intercept is, I guess, good at 50. That's nothing really special. Of course, when he gets a better interception special skill, let's say 475, yeah, that's gonna be respectable, but right now it's like this. If you guess the right action, he becomes, still not very impressive, but if your, opponent, let's say a forward with a tackle, you can, yeah, pass over him. If you guess the right action, tackle is great at 74.5k, so I guess, most of the balls will be yours. Block is great at 70.2, so that's, obviously really good if you guess the right action, and interception is 60k, which is still not bad. I played against this Ishizaki a couple of times last night, and he intercepted my Tsubasa a couple of times, and if he can intercept Tsubasa without color advantage, yeah, then Natureza, Fontana and all the red guys will represent absolutely no problem for him, because he can even bully them with tackle if you have Urabe. If you don't, then use face tackle, and that's not gonna be much lower, and still is gonna be very good at that front. So yeah, I would say that this Ishizaki is the GOAT of these banners, of these 4 release players, right next to Misugi. You could go with tackle speed, block power 25, but I would do this. If you look that you will use him on the sides, you can go with tackle, speed, intercept, and technique 25. So forget about block. The real great value of this player is easy bond, great bond with 3.5%, 3% shield, insight master. Urabe is just a bonus. You can even totally delete that and he will still be very good. So yeah, this guy is great. I did 27 singles for him, and I will wait for the last day with those paid singles to get him. Looking forward to using him, actually. Yeah, he's a really good player. I like him. Congratulations if you got him, and good luck if you're going for him. This is basically it. If you like this video, like it. If you didn't like it, fuck it. Write down in the comments below what do you think about these players. All the social media shenanigans are in the description of the video below. If you think that I helped you, you can tip me with Streamlabs in the description of the video below. There's a couple of ways that you can do that, so check the description. And that's basically it. See you guys. Bye.